Good morning again, folks. I'm going to try to keep this short. It's not going to be sweet. I don't like this cell phone very much. I don't care much for Samsung or T-Mobile right now. I can't recommend either one of them. Say that right up front because they all want you to recommend them to family and friends, especially T-Mobile. And they want me to expand my service. But until this service gets straightened out, I'm not expanding the service at all. I haven't had good service since November. I was told that it was a cell phone. I was told to do all kinds of things by T-Mobile. They wanted to sell me all kinds of services I didn't need. I couldn't get back online with tethering on the computer with their tech support even. And I waited a couple of days and thought, gee, I think I can do this. So I got back online. Yeah, I figured it out. They weren't very helpful on that. So I'm not real happy with that. I understand their tech support's better than anybody else's, but it's still not very good. Right now, this phone gives me more grief. It won't play a YouTube video through. It pauses itself. It pauses on its own without any input from me. It'll stop playing. Did that when I was trying to check my own video out. It wouldn't even allow me to review my video. Usually what happens when I'm going to upload a video is it automatically starts playing so I can check the volume and check it out. Well, I couldn't do that this morning. It either was going to mute it and pause it, or it was going to mute it and run it, or it was going to unmute it but pause it. So I finally had to restart the phone. I think it's working okay. I think the problems are in my phone, my particular phone. This is the top of the line phone. I'm into it for over $1,500, after taxes and all the other auxiliaries you need. Actually, I'm into it for probably over $2,000 when you add that Bluetooth headset I had to get to on this, and I've got Bluetooth and the hearing aids. That's what's connecting up right now. But if any of you can help me with this, I would appreciate it. The main symptom on these cell phones, and I say these because the replacement does the same thing the original one does, only the replacement's got more bugs in it for sure. What they do is when I plug in the USB-C port, an alarm goes off. The phone vibrates, up comes a white backed message, black ink, and it beeps and alarms telling me remove the plug. Whatever it is has detected water in the port. No water in the port, no humidity, no nothing anywhere near the darn thing. It doesn't do it all the time. And I found out by being persistent that if I unplug it and plug it in a few times, that finally it will take, after about 3 or 4 times, it will make the connection. Now, it could be some of T-Mobile software launching, or it could be some of Samsung software launching. But as you can imagine, each one blames the other, and that's not acceptable. And then on top of that, it could be some firmware, and the phone's just not ready to be released. Now, this is on a 512 gigabyte phone, so it's not a standard S22 Ultra. It's a higher end one. And it's not the 1 terabyte, which is the real high end one, but it's only on this 512 and the first 512 gigabyte. They're buggy. There's problems. I'm not happy about it. I did get some help with tech support. She was pretty nice in helping me, but it come down to, since I had the same problem with both phones, it wasn't worth replacing with a third phone. Well, I don't give a damn what it's worth doing at this point. I'm not happy with the service. I'm not happy with this phone. The screen is beautiful. It's nice and large. I think the audio is pretty darn good quality. I like that. I mean, the audio off the speaker on it is pretty good. I don't like the failure to put in a hardwired headphone jack, claiming that Bluetooth sounds better when my audiologist disagrees that hardwire is always going to be best, provided you have good DAC, digital audio converters. And I think that if you're going to have a flagship phone, you ought to have flagship audio available with it. So Samsung, you fail. You totally fail. Now, the other problems I've had with it with text messaging being slow to populate and difficult to send out. She figured out that one of the things was I had archived a couple of text messages. Okay, I've learned on that one. But as far as the slow population of it, and as far as this defaulting to some sort of communication, when all I want to do is send standard text messages, I don't know what's going on with that. We didn't get that straightened out. And then as far as YouTube goes, it's a real screw up. But the same with most notices. I mean, okay, now I understand when you hit a Google notification, it doesn't always take you to that notification in Google. Google is screwed up to run things the way they do. I'm going to disable the Google stuff that I'm not using. I don't want Google's brainwashing. You call it news, I call it propaganda. Google is evil. That's all there is to it. Apple's evil too, but now Samsung is pretty following on their heels quickly. You know, paying for a charger. You don't include a charger with your cell phone? That's an incomplete sale. That's an incomplete package. That's an insult. Because you can't charge the phone unless you buy the goddamn charger. So Samsung, you really blew it. And Samsung ordered and authorized this replacement of the phone. T-Mobile is saying, no, we're not going to do it because it's going to be the same problems. Well, fine. I haven't had good service since November. I've already asked for some compensation on it. And I'm going to be asking for more compensation. You don't give a guy 6 months, a half a year of bad service and charge him for the full service. And that's not right. We may go to court on this one. I mean, I am ticked off. And I know I know they'll hire an attorney. I know there's no problem with them doing that. They can afford to do that. And that's exactly what they'll do. But at this point, I think it might be Samsung and T-Mobile I take to court on this. You cannot treat your clients this way. You know, when you get older like I am, yeah, we want things simple. But more importantly, we want them to work. And you're depriving me of my time. My time is very precious time. I don't have time to waste. I'm an old man, and every moment that I have is very precious to me. There's important things I want to do. I haven't been able to read my Bible. And you guys have got me distracted running around doing your jobs, and you won't do your jobs. Now, I'm not very happy with this phone, and I'm going to tell you, don't buy the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Certainly not the one with 512 gigabytes. You know, I don't even know if I'd even recommend the standard one with 128, and I certainly wouldn't buy the terabyte one. They are buggy as hell, and they haven't worked the bugs out. I don't appreciate being a guinea pig. I don't appreciate the way I'm being treated. I don't appreciate the experience I'm being given. I have my own videos to produce and get out there. I'm trying to build a channel. I'm actually trying to save a planet, build a nation, my nation. Awake Israel. Yeah, the Israelites are mostly not in the Middle East. They're in the North American continent and throughout the rest of the world that was settled by Europeans. We're called Caucasians because our grandparents crossed the Caucasus Mountains, so that we got named after the Caucasus Mountains. Where did we come from before there, boys and girls? We came from the northern tribes of Israel. We are the real deal. We're not some foreigners. We're the parties of the original covenants and the new covenants. The others are just trying to usurp our authority, and they are creating hell on earth. They are giving us hell on earth. They are using the Bible, our Bible, as a playbook against us. How? They're doing it by exercising all of those curses and sufferings dictated in the Bible that are for us, that have already been prescribed by Yahweh. And they know the Bible better than we do. And another thing that they do is they tell us in advance what they're going to do to us, because in their rule book, that gives them permission to do whatever the hell they want to us. That's like when president or candidate, whatever he is, that jackass in the White House, that imbecile, that fucking imbecile in the White House, Biden, said they had created the largest voter fraud network in the history of the world. He told you what he didn't. That wasn't a slip, folks. That was the method. You tell the victim what you're going to do to him in advance, and then you have permission to do it to him because he didn't stop you. He didn't take your warning. He didn't take you seriously. Take these people at their words, folks. They're evil through and through. They tell us what they're going to do to us in advance. So it's not very hard to read the tea leaves. It doesn't take a goddamn prophet to figure out what's next. It's spelled out in the Bible. Buy my Bibles. You'll see the link here. Prices are cheaper than they're ever going to be. Get them. Anything ending in 77 cents is the cheapest price you're ever going to get it for the proper name version of the King James Bible. Good day.